went into some power rankings for the NBA. I think this is the first time we've done this.
It is.
I'm doing this based off of.
I know. Maybe later on we'll start doing it based on results, but I mean, it's kind of hard with the NBA because I don't care how the Warriors are doing. They're going to stay number one in mine all year unless two players get hurt.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay right here. You can already count my Warriors being number one and then my Cavs being number two.
For me, I did it based on where I think things will end up. So, obviously, Warriors number one, Cavs number two. Number three, I have the Spurs. I still think regular season-wise, they're going to get theirs.
Tell you what, that
DeJounte Murray, baby.
DeJounte Murray pulled down 16 boards.
Hell yeah, he does, and 2K is unstoppable. So, Murray, shout out to you. You're going to get buckets. He's going to eventually take over the starting point guard position altogether whenever Tony Parker gets back. It's Murray's team now, bro. I put Rockets at 4. I think the CP3 injury obviously hurts, but I think we seen this last year with James Harden. He had Lillard by himself, and he just makes it work. He's going to get his. He has a perfect
you
team
already
around
know.
him.
I mean, it's regular season time. I mean, James Harden can win you regular season games.
Yeah, exactly. And
they just need. That's why they're letting Chris Paul rest because they need Chris Paul for the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they need them to mesh.
Yeah.
The reason I also have them over OKC in mine is, I just think they have more depth.
Yeah, me too. I would agree with that. And I have the Thunder at 5. I went based on that because I think their big three is more savvy and I think more ready to win than my number 6 team, which is the Timberwolves. I think their big three is going to take maybe another year, maybe 2 years to really go to the Western Conference
Finals.
Finals.
Though about the Timberwolves is just having Jimmy Butler though. Jimmy Butler's just a defensive presence too, and he's gonna demand a lot out of the team.
Wiggins has played really well too.
Yeah, but I think that's one reason why OKC could end up being better than the Rockets is Paul George can actually play defense.
Yeah, I agree.
Where on the Rockets, I know for a fact James Harden doesn't play defense. Chris Paul does, but he can only guard point guard.
Yeah. But yeah, my number 6 team is the Timberwolves. I like Karl-Anthony Towns as my MVP. Whenever I'm picking MVP, I try to pick away from everyone's favorites. So I like Cat. I'm a believer in Cat.
Freak.
Yeah, a lot of people will go with him. I think Bleacher Report had him as an MVP going into the season. Kobe even said he wanted him. That was his challenge, was to get MVP. So, wouldn't be surprised with that. He's gonna get his. And he's by himself, which would obviously mean is he carries a team. Kind of looks better. Number 7, the Celtics. I think even without Gordon Hayward, Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Horford, still the second best team in the East, and I don't think anybody can argue that. Number 8 is, once you get to this 8, 9, 10, this is just a toss-up to me. I put the Clippers at 8. If they stay healthy with Blake and DeAndre.
It's another team that was interested in Bledsoe, too.
Yeah, which I would love to see that with the 30-year-old rookie going down, which he looked good, too, whenever he was playing.
He's got dimes, man.
Yeah, it looked perfect with Blake. Patrick Beverly is obviously a perfect backup for that. So, with him being hurt, and if they want to get Bledsoe, that'd be even better. But Patrick is someone who could fill in. I just think once you get past the top 7, it's kind of just a...
it's tough. I had a hard time making mine, too. And I didn't include the Celtics in mine.
Oh, hey, that's
surprising. Last time Kyrie led a team, they didn't make the playoffs.
It's Jaylen Brown's team. Number 9, I have the Wizards, which are playing really good basketball right now. But I honestly don't think that...
They still need another option, man. Everybody knew that going into this year.
And they wanted to spend $5 billion on Otto Porter.
Solid player, but come on, man.
Yeah, don't spend all your money on Otto Porter, man.
Let him go.
Number 10 is the Bucks. I think if they do get Bledsoe, probably bump them up to around 7 or 8 for me. But right now, I think it's just Greek Freak, Brogdon, some other good pieces, but they've also had an injury history, and they could sneak into being the second best team in the East, but that's not really saying much.
Yeah. For myself, I think everybody can basically agree on the top 5. It depends on what order you have.
Yeah.
But for mine, Warriors 1, Cavs 2, Rockets 3, OKC 4, Spurs 5. Which, in thinking about it, it could easily see how you did it and put the Spurs 3. The team's gonna win, and I mean they're 3-0 right now and don't even got Kawhi out there.
And LaMarcus Aldridge, I give him his props.
And he's actually playing a lot better, but I want to see him play when Kawhi's getting his too.
Yeah, and he
right now he's basically like he's on the Trailblazers again, where he's the number one option and getting the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So I want to see them two mesh. Not that Kawhi really ever demands the ball or anything. I mean, arguably the best two-way player in the game. And then after that, I mean, it honestly got tough for me. Out of these teams I list, even though they're not number 6 for me, I do like the Timberwolves the best. I think they have the most potential just with their team. I mean, I really liked how they got Jamal Crawford to come off the bench, too. I mean, I don't care how old he is. That man can heat up real quick. But I got the Wizards at 6. I got the Raptors in there at 7. I just think, I mean, they've played with each other for a while. They're basically the same team that they've been. I think that they'll put the record in to be like right around. I mean, they'll be somewhere between 7th and 10th best record in my opinion. I got the Bucks 8. Like you said, I mean, if they get Eric Bledsoe, that could change a lot of things. They could use another option that's just really consistent to go with the Greek Freak. I mean, but what a player to build around, I'll tell you. The Timberwolves, who I talked about at 9, and then Clippers. I mean, yeah, another team that if Bledsoe went to could change their season around too a lot. But with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, I mean, the biggest thing with them is hoping Blake Griffin doesn't get hurt. To be honest, if he doesn't, I mean, he could take him to I mean, he's a really, really good player. All right, so right here we're gonna give you a list of the 5 players. This would be a team that you would start your team with, and you planned on keeping them for the next 10 years.
Next 10.
Next 10.
Okay, I think we both agree on number 1 is Greek Freak.
I agree. Greek Freak is there all day. For 2 for me, I'll take Kawhi Leonard. Number 3, Karl Anthony Towns. Number 4, Anthony Davis. I mean, with him, it's just health, to be honest. And I could have easily flip-flopped them too, but I just think Karl Anthony Towns is going to be the more healthier player, in my opinion. And then at 5, it's a little risky if you consider all 10 years, but I think he's got a lot left in him. But Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I don't want him. I went with Greek Freak as number 1 too, and then I went Cat as my number 2. I'm a big believer in Cat. I think eventually, if not by the end of this year, you will consider him as the best big man in the game. And I think he'll lead them to a championship, maybe 2 championships. AD is my number 3. He's got to get out of the Pelicans, though. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
but,
poor guy. This is without a point guard. I can't imagine. Well, one, he might get a decent one if Rondo comes back healthy. Yeah. I mean, at least Rondo can pass. That's it.
I mean, he might as well just play point guard there. So.
Cousins has been.
I actually wanted to go with this number 4 as my number 1 because I'm so high on him. But I love Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons is going to be a star.
Yeah, if I thought about it more, I would have probably put him instead of KD. But I had KD written down, so I'm sticking with it.
I just didn't want to, be a prisoner in the moment and just say, he's going to be the next LeBron. But I do think he's going to be really great.
It's hard to say LeBron, but yeah, I mean,
he's going to be really great.
He's going to be known, yeah.
So I mean, honestly, if I could pick him number 1, I'd have no problem with that. I went Kawhi 5. Kawhi is just Kawhi. I mean, he's great and everything.
Best 2-way player in the game, you could argue.
Yeah, no problem with that at all. But I would just want to see him. And we almost got it last year before he got hurt. I just want to see him take his own team to the promised land. Which the other 4 haven't done it either.
Would have been real interesting that Warriors series had that ankle thing not happen.
But if the other 4 that I picked were on the Spurs, I think they played just as well as Kawhi did. Yeah. So that's my 5. That's it.